Yeah, just looking around me, the weather's not too great, so we'll see how far we can get today. This canal is so quiet, by the way. I'm just moored. I'm not tied up. I've just crash landed into this hedge, and yeah, there's hardly any other boats around, so it's fine. It's all fine. Right, I've got a little bit of preparation to do. Number one, I've got to make myself a coffee. That's fine. And I've got to set my microphone up properly. Tunes mugs now available somewhere online. And I'm just going to make a black coffee, no milk, no sugar, no fuss. And I've had my lunch, so I'm all ready to go. Wash my face, brush my teeth, I've gone to the toilet. There, let's go. Turn that light off first. Okay. I'll give you all a good old shout out in a minute once we get going. I'm just going to switch all my microphones on. This is the microphone I use, like a Bluetooth one. I've just got to clip it in somehow to my case, turn it on, and we're away. I'm going to plug myself in as well so that we don't lose signal. I'm going to try a little journey along the Worley and Essington Canal today. I'm a little bit round from the mooring I had in Brown Hills, and I did a Twitch stream for the first time earlier on. It went all right. There was no problems with the wobbling on the microphone. That was good. And it's just nice to try out a different service, see how that goes. Oh, there's quite a lot of water on this tripod. I just had to shake off. Sorry about that. Right, how are you? How you doing? It's one of those days where the weather's not that great, is it? So I don't blame you if you're actually inside today watching this. And I'm glad of your company. So I'm going to start the engine. Hands free. With my foot, and I'm going to turn the camera around. Oh, so asking about the Twitch. I've got a Twitch channel. It's just type in Robbie Cumming, all one word. And if enough people follow me on that, I will of course do some more. Because it is good. It's really easy to see. On YouTube, the comments come up and they disappear very quickly. But yeah, welcome to everyone, especially Gary and Leanne. You joined me the other day. There's only 20 people the other day, and we're already up to over 100 now. It's because I messed up the link last time. Anyway, so I look back. It was so embarrassing. I look back and it's just me doing a video, and it's like portrait mode, and I'm there tapping at the screen, wondering why it's not working. Hello, Indie Projects. Oh, it's nice to hear from you guys. We are privileged to be joined by such royalty. Thanks, guys. Right, yeah. So I'm on the area of the country I'm in now. It is a part of Birmingham, near Walsall. It's actually Aldridge, if you know. And if you don't, that's fine. But it's an area where when the canals were put in during the 1800s, it was to serve brickyards, collieries, lime works, and that's the area that we're travelling through today. There's also a lot of weed in this canal. So that's why I've entitled this video Weed World, like Water World, but with weeds. Hello Tony, Crank It crew. It's not always good to have the Crank It crew in the house. I'm very lucky to have anyone supporting me, but especially the Crank It crew. They're all on my Patreon team. They keep me going in the quiet months, definitely. At the moment I'm very, very busy working on secret projects that you'll all get to see, that are going to be really, really cool. But for now, what we're doing is we're moving on a part of the canal network that I've never been to before. So let's turn the camera around so you don't have to look at me. You want to? Yeah. This is the kind of weed we're talking about, guys. 420. No, this stuff here, right? Actually, my theory about this is it's not too bad because it floats on the surface and it blocks the sunlight which feeds the weed that gets caught around the propeller. So I'm glad of that rather than the blanket weed and all the other stuff that just gets wrapped so easily. But anyway, here we go. But I did get offered ecstasy pills the other day off someone, so yeah, who knows, we might get offered some other kind of weed too. Who knows? And this is YouTube live, anything can happen. There may be some swearing, not from me because I'm so well behaved, but from other people, who knows what will happen. Some kids might throw stuff at me. Just don't know. Most likely thing is it's going to rain really heavily and I'll have to try and struggle to cover up the camera. Should be alright. I've got my umbrella. I've got my coffee in my Tunes mug. Look at that. Tunes. Oh, Greg's just put a message on there. He wants me to say hello to his boy Otto. Hello Otto, how you doing? Hope you're good, hope you're doing alright. Hello to everyone, thanks so much for all these comments by the way. I'm reading them as I go along. This is the great thing about facing, you're facing this way and I can see what you're typing, so carry on. If you've got any questions, I'll try and answer them, sorry, not ask them. That's what you're doing. It's a little bit industrial, this part of the canal here, but pretty soon I'm hoping we'll see some open fields, hopefully very soon. And the goal today is to moor up at, or next to a boat club called Longwood Boat Club. I shouldn't really tell you where I'm mooring because then you'll just come down and knock on the door, won't you? Please don't do that in the middle of the night. Oh, hello John, Kerry Shields, really old mate that I've met through YouTube. Sad to hear about your mug, though, mate. You've been mugged. No, those mugs aren't as sturdy as you think, are they? Unfortunately. This is quite a good mug I've got. It's a tarot card, the coffee. I really like that. I got that from H&B. I do like the mugs. That's not a call to buy me any mugs, so I've got limited space on the canal boat, as you know. But it is actually quite fun. I do like hilarious novelty items. What I do need at the moment is some help sorting out all the problems on my to-do list. Yeah, if you like, if you watch this back later on, I'll put a link down for the tunes. Do you know? Can we just have a little chat? Can we talk about Twitter? Or it's called X now, isn't it? I don't like that. I'm not a fan, and I've since stopped. I've just not been using it very much. And I know that's really bad because if you're supposed to be a public figure or whatever, or someone off of the TV and that, you're supposed to share stuff all the time on Twitter. X, it sounds like a porn site. I don't want. That's just the messages I get from lonely widows. No, it's just, yeah, I'm not, Elon, I'm not a fan. Not a fan of X. Just change, it's like Canal River Trust changing the blue signs. But it's more that, it's not that I just don't like change. It's when something changes and it doesn't make sense. Anyway, that's my rant over. Well, that's right, this is quite rare. I'm passing by, there's some mooring rings just there in that puddle. Are there any more? Because mooring up on this canal is a nightmare. There's just hardly anywhere to do it. It's not just about not feeling safe. You can't get near the sides because it's too shallow. Or you're trying to drive a stake in. There's another one, mooring ring. Well, that is a welcome sight. I mean, it's not the best environment to moor in. It's not the most attractive, but you can get some good work done there, couldn't you? Paint your boat or something and make a big old mess. Any locals watching this and like, no, you're not making any mess on our bloody turf. That's a swear word, sorry about that. I shouldn't say bloody. Apparently that's a swear word. I'm not allowed to say it on the BBC. Right, it is spitting a little bit. And I may have to get my umbrella out for the camera. Just for the camera, really. Just hoping the picture's alright for you. You get too many droplets on the lens, you can't really see anything. Right, this is interesting. Tony Round, he's a Crankit crew member. He used to look after this canal, the canal locks that we're headed towards. We won't see him today, but it's the ones I'm headed towards. So he's saying they look okay, but look out for the flying golf balls between locks 1 and 2. Cheers, Tony. That's a good question. Do I still talk to, hopefully you can hear me right, do you still talk to Jasmine or Jono? So Jasmine from This Narrowboat Adventure YouTube channel and Jono from Journey with Jono. Well, the honest answer is no, I don't. I don't speak to many people. For whatever reason, I just, yeah. But I'm up here, aren't I? I'm travelling these weird parts of the network that not many people will go to. It's not a weird part of the network, it's just, you know, it's not as widely, not as busy as other parts. Shame, really. Thanks, Janet. Yeah, the sound is going, it can be difficult when you go under a bridge. I always find that when, this is my umbrella by the way, this is what I'm keeping it, well, that's all dry with. I can actually take that down so it stopped raining. Yeah, going under a bridge, obviously got that echoing, and whilst I'm turning the camera this way, I'm going to wipe the other one with this tea towel. Multitasking. Yeah, the sounds, it's just, I have to make sure I get what I want to say done before I get into the bridge. just changed so dramatically. Yeah, that's looking good there. Now let's change the camera around. Beautiful. Sad all these towpaths, and it looks so overgrown. Hopefully they'll get a nice cut back. What seems to be happening is you get the path itself gets cut, gets mown, and then they just leave the bits at the side. That is the bit they want to concentrate on, because this is where you get the saplings or the trees growing in and taking root and then destroying that brickwork. And then that's going to cost the canal and river trust even more. I should have called this live stream Robbie's narrowboat rant. It's why I don't do anything politically. Like, you know, I don't. You'll never find me campaigning for or against anything, because I'm just, yeah, I do have opinions, and they don't normally match up with what people want me to campaign for. You know, and doing the job I do, I have to remain neutral. It makes sense, doesn't it? If you're reporting about how things really are, you can't have an agenda. But I do have a little bit of an agenda, is that I'd like to see all this cut back. Look, there's a bloody tree there. That is going to cause a lot of issues. Look at it. I mean, it starts off a tiny little sapling and think, oh, that's all right, that's nice, isn't it? And then it just turns into that and then destroys the side of the canal. Oh, I don't know. I promise that I'm never going to turn into one of those blokes who... Oh, that's a good one. I've just seen a comment. Sorry. Breaking news, Robbie Cumming is neutral about pineapple on pizza. Well, actually, I am, because I'll eat it, but I'm not like mad about it, and I don't hate it. So, yeah. Doesn't that just blow your mind? There's another comment there, right, saying about Canal Boat Diaries. Sorry, and it says sorry if you're repeating. Well, that's fine. But I hear this question every single day. Are you going to make another series of Canal Boat Diaries? The reality is, I wouldn't be able to tell you even if I was making it. There you go. But for today, this is never going to appear on a YouTube video, this little stretch here. Well, it might do, I suppose, one day. But this is a new part of the canal for me, and we're just here in the moment. And it won't appear on TV either, this, you know, because obviously I'm not making a show right now. I'm with you. We're filming this together. But I love it. I do just love going on a solo adventure every now and then, and just getting lost in this secret world. Oh. Big shout out to the 227 people that are watching right now. Thank you so much for joining me on a weekday. And if you could gently press that like button if you haven't already, that would be lovely. No, please don't do anything like that. Even if I'm asking you to, just do it if you want to. If you don't want to, whatever. Indie projects are asking me a question I can actually answer about canal history. So, how are the old canals sealed? Is it with clay? And it is, yes, it is with a form of puddling clay. And that's right, the new ones, they use a more modern solution, which is a bit like 2 sheets of plastic, very, very thin, and then this sort of layer of almost like plasticine in the middle. But yeah, the old canals were used, they made them with clay, and I think it's just too time consuming to do that these days. The comment said, "Hi, India Project. How are you? How are you? India Project. That's the next series, surely." Oh dear. Theo and B driving all the way to India. Crikey. This is very quiet, isn't it, Gary? No other boats on this stretch at the moment. I have seen a couple. They have come this way because I asked them where they were going, which is one of the most common questions on the network. Where are you going? You're that way? Yeah, you're going that, yeah. But I always try and reply, you know, I'm going to go that way, wherever the boat's headed. But the people I saw recently, they're also heading this way. I think they've already gone. And we will be seeing some more boats in a minute. I'm almost certain of it. What stretch of the canal has the most wrong-uns? For me personally, it has been this very canal, but a different spot on it. It just all depends on the weather, doesn't it? If it's a nice sunny, hot evening, school's just kicked out. If some of these kids have had a bad day, you know. So the other day I got a fence post, wooden fence post, just chucked, not at me, but after I'd gone through. Kids do stupid things. That's what it's like being a kid. You have to do all these silly things before you become an adult. Otherwise, you're an adult doing silly things, and that's no good. Right, some more questions. I'll just try and go back there. Do I still have my truck? Yes. What stretch? Hello from Blackpool. Love your music. Oh, thanks so much, Katie. Edward. Good afternoon. Slightly late arriving. Can you tell us where you are? Yes. So in the video description, it tells you what canal we're on. Right now, I'm sort of not far from Walsall, which is in the vicinity of Birmingham, if you look on the map of the UK. In the West Midlands. Is there going to be a Tunes Volume 4, says James? I hope so, but at the moment I'm just struggling to find the time. It's one of my favourite things to do, make music, and you could argue it's, in the long run, the most profitable because of the money you would make off of the sort of, what they call it, the fees, PRS, that's it, and all that. So if you write music and it appears on a TV show, that is brilliant. That's exactly where you want to be. Ian says, would I ever consider a solar-powered boat or a hybrid solution? Yes, I think I would, yeah. But that is completely out of my price range. And from what I've seen, when it gets really hot and the battery sort of overheating, that scares me a little bit. And also, obviously, you can't really use solar power in winter. It's just really difficult, especially if you're moored up in front of a building or something, or in a valley where you don't get a lot of sun. Shanty Barry says, do you think electric barges will transform canals anytime soon? Nope. I mean, on the Lichfield and Hatherton canals, the one that's being restored that's not far from here, which would create a nice little loop, that has got electric facility. They're preparing for an electric facility, so when you go there, electric boat, you can plug in and top up. So I think it's pretty forward thinking for a canal that's, you know, it won't be ready for a number of years. Yes, it's so I'm just trying to go through the comments. That's nice to hear from Marion in Denmark. The weather is pretty crap here. No sun, really? Well, it's hiding. Thanks for enjoying my YouTube videos. And I like the fact that you're saying it keeps the loneliness at bay, because for me, doing this live stream, that keeps the loneliness at bay for me. But it's great. I love time on my own. It's brilliant. But I do like doing these live videos to share it with you as well. You're keeping me company and keeping it stimulating. Nice to hear from you, Alan Manton. He's a Crankit Crew member. Very, very supportive ones. Thanks, Alan. But yeah, this sound of the Lister engine, still going strong. Right, mind your head. Gonna go for all this. I'm gonna move you out of the way. Oh. Great to hear where you're all watching it from. Thanks for telling me that. It's really nice. I've never met Ben and Emily on my travels. They've got a YouTube channel and they're lovely people from the correspondence I've had with them. I obviously feel like I have met them because of all the videos I've seen. But I think I remember, yeah, I didn't quite manage to meet them when they were moored up in Todmorden, where I also rented a place for a while. I've been asked, is having the show on the BBC the pinnacle of narrowboat success, or is it YouTube viewers? Well, YouTube is so important to me. This has been the platform this has been the place where it all started. I'll never forget that. And it's where I can be truly creative. I can do whatever I want to do. Whatever I want to show, I can show it on YouTube. And that's an amazing privilege. And to have all the viewers I have on YouTube is really special. So yeah, I mean, for me, creating a music album, that's been the pinnacle for me. I've always dreamed of doing that. And seeing myself on TV is weird. It's like it's not real. Like, I'll be honest with you, I don't really like watching myself. So, you know, when I'm watching Canal Diaries, and I have to try and help with the editing process and all that. Although I don't really get that much of a say, but you have to watch it through, and especially if you're preparing for interviews and things. So I can't get away from not watching it, but it's kind of weird, kind of cringe-worthy. I think you'd feel the same if you were watching a programme about your life, especially when it's it's got to be heavily edited. Right, where's the chat? Here we are. Hello, Nick from Japan. My old mate Nick. He's saying, I heard your gran had a mean dog that bit your friend in the arse. Is that true? Yeah, it is. Do I think, going back, Jesmo. So I don't know you, Jesmo, but it's a great fun name. Do you think you'll ever have a Naughty Lass 2? I think so, yeah. At one point. I need another boat. I do need another one. One that's taller inside and a bit more comfortable. And room for another person. Steve says, how did you initially get involved with creating a programme with the BBC? Well, that's a very interesting story, Steve. Well, it was just luck, really. They wanted to make something that was obviously budget, brand new style, but still in keeping with all the sort of thing they normally show on BBC 4. You know, they wanted to make something that was about travel, history, real life, and go into the areas of the country where they don't normally film. Hence why most of my travels have been up in the northern and more Midlands parts of the UK. Having said that, no reason now why I can't film down south, so watch this space. Right, the one thing I don't like about YouTube is the comments for me, they just disappear, I can't see them on my screen. I have to keep pressing the screen to see them. So if anyone's watching from YouTube, they can sort that out. Yeah, right. Oh, that's a nice comment. For those of us that have watched you on YouTube for years, it has been like watching a friend become famous because of the BBC show. Fame, not always a good thing. Do you get recognised more as a result of the BBC show? Yes, I do. Yeah. I've already sold my privacy in terms of making these videos, and now I have even less of it left. Oh dear, I'm trapped in a vicious circle of, you know, I've obviously got to support my life, haven't I? I've got to make money. But it's wonderful that it makes other people happy. It's obviously most important to make yourself happy first. So I'm doing a job that makes me happy. The actual work is great, filming and making music and all that sort of stuff. And as a byproduct, if it makes other people happy, then that's just wonderful. Oh yeah, that's got me right there, it has. Acting. Pretty good, eh? Yeah, I bet you didn't think I could do that. I'm not an actor. At school, I was always in the plays at school, but, well, apart from a few. But I was always in the performances, but as a minor character. Yeah, I'll stick to the day job, eh? Weed World! We're seeing a lot of floating weed. Can't see what's under the water. It's normally quite clear, but perhaps all the rain. Yeah, the rain often will shake things up a bit. Fresh flow of water that's been added usually stirs it up. But one thing I've been surprised at about the Birmingham Canal navigations is how clear it is for a lot of it. It's insane. Yes, you can see all the weed and you can see all the rubbish that's underwater, but I find that quite interesting. So many of the times when I've been down the weed hatch, taking out whatever's down there, I can see into the water. I can see the propeller. Outside the boat, I can see where my anodes are, the things that are made from a slightly different metal so that they corrode instead of the hull. Complicated. But yeah, I can see the state of the underwater, what my hull looks like, and that's pretty cool. So yeah, I recommend coming up to the Birmingham Canal navigations to see just how clear the water is. I challenge you, I dare you to do that. Definitely need more boats in Walsall. I went to stay in the basin there and it was just me, no one else. A boat did arrive, but they just turned around and went out again. But it was safe. I left my boat there even for a night as well. And, well, I stayed somewhere else. Came back, it was still there, no problems. No one jumping on the roof like in York, where I've had that happen before. Hello, Tim. Tim Hill says, what would your ideal naughty lass be like? Reverse layout, trad stern, all those words don't really mean much to me. I'm not... I call the front of my boat the front of my boat. I don't refer it to as the bow. Or the stern at the back of the boat. But, and I know when you're looking for a boat, you've got all those choices. Cruiser, stern layout, and yeah, I don't know. The main one for me is to have enough head height. So I've got real back issues at the moment that I'm trying to sort out. Doing a lot of physio exercises. Feeling good today. I went to the gym yesterday and feeling good today. But yeah, it's like living in a boat where you've had to sort of stoop a little bit to get through it. Not good for you. Anyway, let's just have a look at some of those comments again. David Muck says, hi Robbie, what's it like being a millionaire TV star living on a narrowboat? I don't know, you'll have to ask whoever does that. Because it ain't me, unfortunately. Otherwise I would have a different boat probably. Or I'd stick this one in a boatyard and get them to completely hand paint it at the very least. Yeah. Actually, what I'd do if I had all the money in the world is that I'd probably get another boat, but have this one available for people to see as like a museum piece, so they can just go in and just have a little look around. Just keep it moored up somewhere. And yeah, maybe you can go on board and you can watch an episode of my YouTube stuff or Canal Boat Diaries, whatever you want to do. Maybe that's a bit egotistical thinking about that, but some people might like it. How will the recent reduction in funding affect the future of the canals? Will the shortfall mean higher costs for those on the canals? Will some canals be forced to shut? That's a question from Phil. There's a question that I'm not going to answer, Phil, because you can never know the truth. You know, how has the money actually been used in the past? Where has it actually gone? There's always going to be something that an organisation of any size is going to hide. They're not going to tell you everything. And we don't know where money's going to come from for anything. I mean, if I had millions of pounds, I'd love to just buy up all the facilities points and make them really nice. Like nice little stopovers for people. With a little break room so you can all sitting there around a fire watching TV or something. I don't know. Watching my YouTube videos. Yeah, that's the only thing that's allowed on the video on the TV is just my videos. It's written into the contract. Anyway, how much does it cost to live for a year on a narrowboat? Any idea what the average cost range could be? Says John. No. Millions to live. Lost signal there, sorry. Yeah, I've lost the comments, no they are. So yeah, it can cost, it's a question I can't ask, John. It's just too many variables. Everyone lives in different ways, spends different things, you know. I'm not going out at the moment drinking, not drinking alcohol full stop, and that saved me quite a bit of money. So it's, yeah, how frugal can you be? How much can you forage along the way? That's probably the real question. In some areas you can really live cheaply. In other areas, like if you're in the middle of London, you just have to buy everything, don't you? And it's not so cheap. Aid Collins asked, did I get a bumble hole this year? I did, and that is why I'm missing the top part of my, can you see? This, it normally has something on. It's messed up anyway, it's completely broken. So I need someone to come and fix that, please. Because I don't know how to fix it. I don't even know where you can get a new one. It's just a chimney flue for my boiler. These things happen. So I did go to a place called Bumblehole. It was a right Bumblehole. Right, more questions. There's a question from a local from Bilston. Danny Boy says, have you ever been down Darlaston Canal? Yeah, I think I have. It's not called the Darlaston Canal, but yes, I have. Hi Robbie, where are you on the BCN? Says David. Well, right now I'm on the Worley and Essington Canal, Door End branch. And if you want to look on the map, find a place called Aldridge, and I'm south of Aldridge. I'm headed to a place called Longwood Boat Club. Whether or not I'm all there, I don't know. And in fact, I might cut this live stream before I'm more up, because I think that's the safest thing to do if you're, you know, shouldn't really tell people where you live, should you? It's not wise. My coffee's gone a bit cold. Oh well. slowing down a bit. But the water's getting clearer, at least. You see? It's a little bit clearer anyway. Whoops. Great to hear from you, David Morrison. And are there any other questions actually before I've missed? Oh, lovely message from Ukraine. Alexei says, your videos helped me calm down, take my mind off things a bit. That's what this is all about. A bit of escapism. Walkway off to the side there. I'm just looking in the water, seeing the plastic bags and the like. That weed, eh? There's a bank over here. No, Alan, I'm not going to shout at teenagers. That's not a wise thing to do. Right, so there's the towpath. Grass is next to it. Really difficult to hammer anything into that, any mooring pins. So it can be a little bit of a difficult place to moor up. But I've called ahead to a mooring club and I've said, is it alright to moor where you guys are on it? And they just said, oh yeah, just moor opposite on the towpath. And then they put the phone down on me. So it just goes to show, right, even if you're like dead famous and that, still can get treated like crap. Well, they were just very, very, very short. Very, very short of them. Fair enough. They're probably having a busy day. I do find that I'm travelling around and I think, you know, you probably all think, oh yeah, Robbie can just pull in anywhere and get free stuff all the time, but that didn't happen. In fact, half the people don't know, they haven't seen any of my TV stuff, so they've no idea. And some of them are a little bit mean. But again, some people have bad days. It's not all about you. I think if you are a personality or if you're someone who makes videos and you've got a really supportive audience, it's great, but then you can get carried away with it, thinking that you're somehow important. Everyone's just as important as each other. Coming up to a really nice looking brick bridge now. I love these, I don't see enough of them, especially not on this canal where there's been quite a lot of new bridges added. They don't even have numbers on them. But this is one of the old style bridges. Just beautiful the way they look. In fact, that's still there after so many hundreds of years. From a little bit, I think this canal was built in 1840. Not sure, not 100% sure about that. Do a quick Google search. When was this canal built? So I can't access the internet whilst I'm filming this. I haven't got my guidebook, I haven't got a map with me. It's part of the system I just wasn't prepared for. Right, we're at Braun's Bridge. Let's go with Braun's Bridge. John Braun, engineer, 1792 to 1801, it says on that bridge. I was to meet John Braun, I would have said, John, it's a bloody good bridge job. Bloody good. Still there, I'd say. You did good, lad. You did good. Good view. I'm just going to leave that camera angle like that for a bit. Nice. Is that duckweed on the canal, and does it cause problems with the propeller? No, like this stuff here, it's just some kind of floating, maybe it's an algae of some sort. And my theory with it is that it blocks the sunlight, stops it getting to the weed that would cause me problems. So I'm quite grateful actually of that. Never been more grateful to see weed covering the canal. Thank you so much to the 300 plus people that are watching right now. All of you, well, half of you that have liked the video, thank you very much. And my Patreon Crank It crew for supporting. They're all very, very patient and supportive people. I wouldn't be doing this without them. So this video is sponsored by the Crank It crew. Because if you notice, I don't put adverts on any of my stuff. Because I don't like them. But I would do an advert for Elsan toilet fluid. If you're watching Elsan, holler at your boy, I can sort it out. Narbo Diary sponsored by Elsan toilet fluid. Good work, just saying. John Norris has asked me, have you any special canal side pubs in the northwest, Robbie? Yeah, a number of them. I remember there's one on Leeds and Liverpool that is near the Liverpool end, and I can't remember the name of it now, but it is on a video. They serve cheese, little roundels of cheese. It was really nice, selection of cheese and crackers with that, I think it was, or bread, and live music and real ale if you're into that sort of thing, and ciders. And it was just a wonderful evening I spent there with a couple of locals. I cannot remember, it was like a biker's pub, a short walk from the canal. But yeah, if anyone can tell me what that was called, that'll help. There's one in northwest, what is it? Northwest. Ooh. There's loads, so many. It would be nice to compile a list, wouldn't it? But they just get outdated so quickly. Helen Main, thank you so much for joining. Thank you, crew. Sandra, hello Sandra, and Tony, welcome. And Paul Cunningham. Cunningham? Oh, that's a different one. 12:30 AM. Very, very early morning in New Zealand. Yeah, hopefully this is sending you right to sleep. The gentle chug 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 at the engine. Like an industrial form of ASMR mixed with ground noise. So Stephen Jinks has given me some info here. We don't know if this is factually correct, because sorry Stephen, I don't know who you are. But, you know, you could be a doctor in canal weed, for all I know. But he's saying it's azolla. So this weed that we're seeing in the canal, azolla, a type of water fern. CRT have put 10,000 weevils in the canal to try and cure the problem. Wow, okay. So they obviously haven't put any down here. What, a weevil? What, like a little insect? That doesn't sound wise. Adding, well, if you're in New Zealand you'll know all about creatures being added, being brought in to sort out other things. The hardcore out. This is good tier from Tony Wigley, aka Tony Jones, author. Saying that I might have a yam yam accident if I'm not careful. Well, that's the thing. Everywhere I travel around the country, I just think, how my actually is going to get affected. I'm already losing my Yorkshire. You know, my little Yorkshire's calling this grass instead of grass. Is that going to change the closer to London I get? I don't know. If that's where I'm headed. Becky Reed says, what plans do you have for Christmas, Robbie? Any ladies popping over? Oh yeah, all the ladies. One by one. In and out. I don't know who you think I am, but yeah, I'll take that. Yeah, there is a special lady in my life at the moment. Say no more, that's all I'm saying. That is all I need to say right now. Who knows who she is? On the BCN, there are plenty of fish here. Plenty of fish, lots of fishermen, fisherwomen, fisher people. This part of the BCN is the Worley and Essington. And it's somewhere near Walsall. Shut up, Marion. You say, you've got something around your prop. Well, go down and fish it out. It's just very, very shallow here. But, I mean, you could be right. Should we see if Marion's right? Let's stop and see if there's anything in the weed hatch. If you ever see me stuck in the bridge, it's because I sometimes use them to provide a little mooring on these lesser used canals. Not the best thing to do. Do not try this at home or on your local canal. Very silly place to be. Go on then, Tony Wigley, what is the plural of fish? Whilst I cut my engine. Fishes, says Tim Hill. Is that the answer? We shall find out. So I'm saying there's nothing down here. Marion is saying, Marion from here, let's see who's right. Oh, we can't see much. I'm not just going to stick my hand in. I'm going to put this help. Oh crap. Oh, I thought that was another boat beeping at me. It's just, no, just someone on the road above. They love doing that. Right, there's nothing around my propeller. You can see, there it is, that's the propeller there. And look at this cool gadget that I got given to me by Gallian Marine on the Basingstoke Canal. Really nice gift from them. Lovely people as well. Arthur, he made that for me, and I will use that very soon. Plural of fish is fish if it is a group of one species, and fishes if it is a group of multiple species. Love it. Now Tony does know a lot about the animal kingdom, well specifically lizards and reptiles, Is that right? No, just reptiles, isn't it? Mostly. Oh, I forget, Tony. But he does know stuff about animals, so I trust him. Sort of. Right. Need to clear that lens a little bit. Let's just do that. Oh, it's very quiet now. Certainly is quiet now. I've knocked the blooming... There's always going to be mishaps on this because it's just... We're live and alive on the canal. Hopefully that's back. Tim Hill says he's a marine biologist and that Tony is right. So now we know. It's very difficult. So I'm doing these videos. I get comments all the time from so-called experts. I don't know who these people are. You know, so it's difficult, isn't it? To say that, oh yeah, that's the truth, just because someone else has said it. Yeah, all right, we can hear you. I was moored up at a boat yard for a while. The name skips me, but Dan Allen, who did some welding for me, we were chatting about bridges like this, where people just come up to it and they just beep to let someone else know that they're coming. So instead of slowing down, they just beep. Like, get out of my way, I'm coming over the bridge. Well, what? There's no need to do that. You just approach it slowly, get ready to stop. Anyway, that is why, that's why we're on the canal and not on the road. Because it's just stress levels, isn't it, driving around. Everyone should have a limiter on their car that takes down to 4 miles an hour. Right, anyway, let's get back to this journey. I'm going to moor up fairly soon, I think. I've got other things I need to do. And later on I will hopefully have some free time. And one of the... Yeah, I need to practice my guitar. That's definitely something I need to do. And I've got a computer game that I like playing called No Man's Sky. So I might play that for a little bit. But it's one of those games where you play it and then just 2 hours goes by. Thank you, Neil. Pete asks, have you ever had to stop somewhere recently where you wish you hadn't? Well, I thought that about Walsall Basin. I arrived there and I was thinking, I don't want to be here. Well, immediately on mooring up, well, you get in there, it just doesn't feel that welcoming. People are looking at you like, there's a boat there. Like they're just sort of wondering, what are you doing there? And there's geese poo all over the moorings. And yeah, I arrived on a sort of a Saturday night. And yeah, all the bars and the restaurants, I was thinking, I don't want to be here, I'm not going to get a good night's sleep. But it was actually a really good mooring. It was very, very close to the shops. I talked to a few local people, they were really friendly. Sorry, I just saw a pike in the water. Just zipped off. So Walsall Basin was a surprise. I thought, oh, I wish I hadn't moored there, but now I'm like, yeah, get more boats in there. Because I feel really sorry for the people who live there. It's definitely one of Britain's poorer areas in general, if you look at the general money being earned. And I think the people there are so nice, they deserve more boats to look at least. But yeah, so let's hope that happens in the future anyway. Marion says he lives in a motorhome in Denmark. Would motorhome owners be allowed to use the LSAN points for empty cassettes? I don't think they would. Is there anyone policing LSAN points and water taps and even locks? No, there isn't. You know, I could get a speedboat in here and just get up to whatever speed speedboats get up to. No one could do anything about it. Maybe the police could intervene if they got complained about, but there's no consequences. It's run by a charity, this canal, so there's nothing. Yeah, we all follow the terms of our licence, but as opposed to other people also using the towpath, people are also using the waterways. There's not really a lot of. There's no one sort of enforcing any of the rules. Hello, Philip. Nice to see you. Kate, how loud is your horn? Well, we ought to test it then, haven't we? It's loud enough because it's quite near the camera. It's not at the front of the boat, so you'll hear it a bit louder. Here we go. Blasting the horn. It's not as loud as Tony's horn. When I went to see his boat recently on a YouTube video. Tony and Vicky's horn is very loud, but this is mine. It's just like a car horn, isn't it, really, I suppose. It's not. It's just a cheapy little one, so I'm just trying to sort the power out. I've been told my camera battery, yeah, it's at 20%. It's not charging. Oh dear. Okay, so we're going to have to end this live stream soon. But that's okay. We've been going for about an hour. Oh, sorry, just missed a heron flying off in the distance. As we approach some weeping willows, I would say. Hello, Cameron. Yeah, I'm not far from Nuttall. And we're mooring up very soon. Oh, John, thanks so much for the tip, mate. Thank you. I will definitely get some beers and fish and chips soon. Fishes and chips. Yeah, that's a difficult one, isn't it? How many fish am I going to buy with that many? Thank you. Yeah, sorry about that. I had to blow my horn. Wow, didn't have to. I did. Hello Nick, great to meet you too, mate. Yeah, I went to the Basingstoke Canal recently and judged, well I didn't judge, I just handed out awards for medals for a raft race. That was great fun. I really wanted to take part, but I could see there was a lot of planning involved, making their own rafts and everything. Oh, watch your head. Just going through this weeping willow, look at that. Magic. Oh, tickles your ears, doesn't it? Oh, yeah, I couldn't see where I was going then, so I crashed. Poor old naughty lass. Right, going to Door End Bridge on the Door End branch. I don't know where Door End is, or Door Start. So we're going past a pub called the Boathouse. So surely I'm going to have to stop here. Doesn't look open though. It's a bit early, isn't it, for pubs? But I always think pubs are only open late because drunk people get carried away and they're like, oh come on, open longer, I want to get more drunk. The landlord's like, alright, you're going to give me some money though? Yeah, okay then. It's obviously in their interest open later, isn't it? Because people are generally at work during the daytime hours. Doesn't look like pub of the week, but who knows, it could be. Canal side pubs are an odd one. They don't. Some of them, I would say, don't try as hard as the ones that aren't next to the canal. Hello Fred, and hello Jonathan. Thanks for that joke. I'm going to try something now. I'm going to get my iPad. I'm going to look on the map. So if you can just keep my boat straight for me whilst it drifts off. Thank you. Good job, well done. Signal, I've just checked the Wi-Fi signal, it is incredibly bad. So hopefully you can still hear me. Get my canal map out. Yeah, picture quality always suffers, doesn't it, when the internet drops a little bit. So apologies for that. I'm just getting my very expensive piece of electronic equipment at the back of the boat. Nothing. What could go wrong, eh? Whilst also steering the boat and making a live stream. I'd hate to be my mum or dad, just like watching these and go, oh Robbie, don't tell, what's going on? What a bloody nightmare I am. Where is it? There it is. Open canal map. This is one of the best maps. Should show us where we are. I need to get this side of the tiller. Yeah, it's not really responding very well. The internet has suffered. Excuse me a moment. We're on 70% battery. Oh, that's the Manor Arm. There's another pub. Just past another pub. I'm definitely going to have to... There's some Armco for mooring. Brilliant. That's a good sign. So there's bits you can clip onto here. Very cool. I'm going to have to end this stream, but I just wanted to show you where I am before I do that. So we'll keep going until I actually get a signal on my map. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? Just going to zoom out on it and just show you roughly where I am. So the other day I did a live stream from this point down to this point here. Brown Hill. So I did one that goes to there, and then today we've travelled from around about here, around about there. Well, I also did a Twitch stream earlier on, so I'm a bit confused now of which stream I did. But we've definitely come from about here to Door End Bridge. That was the one we've just been under. And I love this map because you can do this. You can have a look at what it used to look like many, many years ago. And if it allows me to zoom in, you can tell, for example, where the collies were, the old coal mines and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, I'm just going to get through this tree. The app's called Open Canal Map. And you're going to have to duck for this one. You can always duck for these, just in case there's any fishing tackle left. Hooks. Never happened to me, but right. Thanks Gary and Leanne. I am going to end the live stream now. Thank you everyone for watching. It's been great having you on board and keeping me company. And thank you so much for all the tips. That really is appreciated. Yeah, if you look at the links below, you'll see the various links to my crank-it crew and all that sort of stuff. And just before we go, we're going to see this heron fly off because even my girlfriend lives near the canal and even she doesn't see herons very often. So here we go. Is he going to fly off? Is he going to? Yeah, of course it is. There we go. Off into the distance. And that's it. Thanks so much for watching. I shall try and do a live stream again tomorrow. Around about 1 o'clock, that sort of time, maybe earlier. They're all quite loose, and yeah, all canal time, isn't it? Whenever stuff happens, it happens. Over and out. Thanks for keeping me cranking. I'll see you later. Bye. I mean, bye. Yeah. Great stuff. Great content.